Hey, have you ever observed the life of some people and wondered why on earth or how on earth are some people so successful? And you ask this question because you are at a place where you're doing all you know to do, getting all the knowledge you know to get and pushing as far as you can. But it seems like no matter what you do, you're not able to break through. I understand because I've been there. But first off, I'm going to tell you that these successful guys are not lucky. A lot of them have built their success by the activation of five key pillars. And in this video, I am going to share with you what those five key pillars are and how you can integrate them into your life. But you might ask, how am I so sure that that is it? Well, I've spent the last few years studying a lot of successful people, listening to them, watching their lives, reading about them, listening to them when they speak, both the words they're saying and the words they're not saying. Because it's been my passion to crack this code for success. Because I know what it feels like, literally, to feel surrounded with so much, yet unable to tap into it. Where you have a lot of potential, it's as if it is speaking for nothing. I totally understand that. And so I decided to delve into studying the lives of the successful people to understand what makes them think, how they process stuff. Because let me tell you, successful people don't have less problems than you have. In fact, in most cases, they have more problems than you have, but they have built their life in such a way that they are able to use these problems as launch pads to even greater success. And they've been able to do this through the activation of these five pillars that I'm going to talk about. Before we go on, let me introduce myself. My name is Ijeoma Ofomedo. I'm a wife, a mom of two boys, a quality assurance engineer, so I have a 9 to 5, a serial entrepreneur, so I have up to 3 businesses, as well as a woman in ministry. And I do all of this without having a domestic help at home. And if you know what that is huge. But for me, the greatest part of it is that I have mastered the routines and the rhythms of my life, the push and the pull of my life, so much that it's been a while I've actually been in the hospital because I know how to prioritize rest in the middle of everything that I do. So I'm not burned out, I'm not overwhelmed because I have mastered my rhythms and my routines. But before I get into talking about these 5 pillars, I want to share 5 places that you can be in as a visionary. Now, as a visionary or a game changer or a genius or a giant, a lot of times the world would only call you a visionary or a giant when you're able to do something and execute something. But first of all, being a visionary starts from the heart. But if you don't go on to achieve your vision or fulfill your objectives, all that you ever know about you being a visionary will always remain within you. But it doesn't cancel out the fact that you are a visionary. And that's the essence of this video, to help you break out of that cycle into a place of not only success, but significance. Not for the applause of the world, but so that you live your life a fulfilled person. Now, the first place that visionaries often find themselves is in the zone I call the stuck zone. This is the zone where no matter what you do, it's as if you're held back by something. In fact, it's the place that my Nigerian people will say the village people are doing you, because you're doing all you know to do. You're trying to break out, but you just are in one spot. In fact, sometimes it's so real that in your dreams, you actually see yourself stuck. Now, that is not a good place to be because you have so much inside of you. It can actually be the height of frustration. And that's why sometimes some people go on to do very drastic things because they've done all they know to do and yet nothing is working. If you're in that place, hold on. You need to listen to this video. The second place that visionaries can be in is what I call the struggling zone, the struggle zone. And in that zone, you're starting to make progress. However, progress is slow and very painful. Extremely painful. It literally feels like you're working with a 50 kg weight on you or a 25 kg weight on you. So you're making progress, but you're making it with a lot of burden. Your movement is very slow. You have the capacity to run at 80, 100 kilometers per hour, but you're running at 10 kilometers per hour because Your journey is slow because you're burdened. Now, when you're in that kind of place, you're making progress, but it's not like you should, and you know that you can do better. The third zone is what I call the staggering zone. And in the staggering zone, one thing is the zone of inconsistency. In the staggering zone, you have learned to work on your dreams. You have a few results here and there, but because of inconsistency, your results are not consistent. So when you hear something motivational or inspirational, or your pastor speaks to you, or you read one book that charges you up, you go for the jugular and you run on that strength for 1, 2, 3 weeks. But when the realities of life hit you, you plummet down and you go back to square one, and then you keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And the thing about it is that a plant that always constantly gets uprooted would never grow. So you are not achieving the kind of success that you should because you are not stable. The fourth zone that visionaries find themselves in is what I call the strive zone, or the striving zone. Now, in this zone, you have achieved a level of success. Everybody around you calls you a success. Everybody around you sees that you're doing well, because by the standards of the world, or the standards they have for themselves, you are doing well and you should be grateful. But the only problem is that in your mind, you know that you were made for more. You know that you can be more, you can do more. But the problem also is that anytime you try to go for more, you start to have challenges. It's almost like when a car that has a spark plug problem wants to accelerate and it starts to jerk. So when you're moving slowly or a normal pace, everything is fine. But the moment you need to accelerate to the next level, you start to jerk. Your confidence starts to jerk. Your soul starts to jerk. And so you're striving, but it's really difficult for you to get into the next level. Now, the fifth place that visionaries often find themselves is what I call the success and significance zone. And in that zone, you're doing very well. Not because you don't have challenges, but because you have learned the art and the science of making challenges work for you. You have mastered yourself and you're on the journey of mastering yourself so that you use the challenges of life as launch pads for your success. That, my friend, is the zone where your favorite successful people are. And that's why I said they don't have less problems than you. A lot of times they have more, but they have been able to master the art and the science of their life using those 5 key pillars, and they've been able to build their wealth using those 5 key pillars. And I'm going to talk about it. But before I get into that, now that I'm in your address, I want to share some things that might just be your conversations. Does this feel like the conversations that you have with yourself? You know you were made for more, but you feel stuck. You don't just want to survive, you want to thrive. You want to be successful, but you don't want to get burnt out because you're chasing success. You want to show up fully in your relationships, career, and personal growth without feeling like you're drowning. You want to trust God, but still take intentional action because you know that faith without works is dead. You don't want to keep praying for change. You actually want to walk in the reality of the change. You need a system that works for you, that holds you. You need a plan that you can actually follow, not some vague advice that you picked off the internet. You're tired of feeling like you're always playing catch up. You're tired of starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And you no longer want hype. You want real, tangible progress. Like the tree that was talked about on the Bible that bears fruit every month. You want to be able to look at your life every 30 days and identify one fruit, one result that you have created for yourself. And because of that, your heart cry essentially looks like this. You need hope and renewal because you're tired of feeling stuck and overwhelmed, and you crave a fresh start, a real second chance to build the life you truly desire. You crave relief and ease. You're exhausted from juggling work, family, and personal needs, and you need a system that makes your life easier, not harder. You crave confidence and clarity. You really want to stop second guessing yourself, and you want to start making bold, clear decisions that align with your purpose. You crave worthiness and self-love because you've spent years prioritizing others and you are finally ready to prioritize yourself without guilt. You crave a sense of control because life lately has felt chaotic and unpredictable. You really want to become the woman in your dream, the version of yourself that is put together, thriving and fully in control of her life. You want a life that flows, not just a functioning life. You want to live free from overwhelm and every form of burnout. You want to grow in the places that matter. And very importantly, you want to live a life of purpose and impact, because you don't just want to exist. You want to leave a legacy and fully step into your God-given calling. Essentially, you want to feel whole, powerful, and unshaken no matter what life throws at you. You want to finally break free from inconsistency and cycles of frustration. You want to build systems that make your life easier, not harder. You want to become the woman you know deep down that you were created to be. If this is you, I've got you. And right now, I'm going to tell you the 5 key pillars that your favorite successful people use to make sure that they become the people that they were born to be. And not only that, to build a life of legacy, influence, and impact. Now, the first is what I call spirit. Now, some people call it mindset, but I like to call it spirit because it captures the essence of who you are. Now, there's a popular ideology that says start with why, but I beg to differ. Why? Good. When you do not know who you are, starting with why will not be able to sustain you on your journey. If you do not know who you are, you will not be able to believe yourself when the realities of life hit you. So even if you know why you should do something, that why is not going to be reason enough to sustain you when you start to face challenges. You need to know that you are the person for the job. You need to know that you're the person capable of doing that. Michael Phelps, a multi-award swimmer, was once asked how he knew that he could get awards upon awards. He gave a very simple answer. He said, I knew I could do it. The guy had a strong identity of himself. And for you to succeed, you need to have a strong identity of yourself. You need to know your who and know your who very well. You need to have a PhD in yourself. And when you're a Christian, your foundation for your who, the foundation for your spirit, actually becomes stronger. The second pillar that your favorite successful people use to build their success is the pillar of relevant skills. Now, we're in a generation that is filled with a lot of knowledge, right? And people want to come on the internet and say, I read 500 books, I read 100 books. And while that is laudable, it's not always life-changing. You need to go for the knowledge that is relevant to you in the life season that it is relevant to you for, or in the life season that you need a specific knowledge for. Now, Henry Ford was once brought to the court by a journalist who wanted to prove to the world that as much as Henry Ford is an inventor, he was not that smart. And then the journalist started to ask him a lot of things on current affairs. And finally, after a while, Henry Ford said, you know what? There's no need for me to answer all this. Why do I need to fill myself up with all this knowledge when I can get them at the press of a button? And he was right. Because there's some knowledge that you need, and there's some knowledge that you should reserve and put aside. There's some knowledge that is primary to you. There's some knowledge that should be secondary, and knowledge that should be tertiary. It's not all knowledge that should be stored up in you. You should save up space for the knowledge that you actually need. That's why you see a lot of people that are book smart, but not life smart. Because the challenges that their life faces, they have not built the knowledge needed for those challenges. The knowledge they have is the knowledge that is not able to answer to the challenges that they have. So you see people who are very smart, but unable to move forward, who feel stuck because they do not have the capacity to face the challenges they are facing. I could say a lot on knowledge, but I'm just going to say one more thing. How you study is also very, very important. It's very important that the knowledge that you take is distilled in the proper way. And your favorite successful people, they know how to learn. The third pillar is the pillar of strategy. And I'm going to start by saying that you, my dear, you're an institution. You're an institution of cells and tissues and organs and systems, all working together. And you are built in such a way that you're very magnificent. You should actually treat yourself like a company. Sit down with yourself and have strategic meetings with yourself. This is what I want. This is where I am. And this is how we can get there. And you need to make that strategy specific to you and specific to your goal. And your strategy can change from season to season. And that's what your favorite successful people do. Their strategies change their strategies are unique, tailored to your goal, and can change from season to season. They might get inspired by other people's strategies, but they essentially craft strategies that are core to them. The fourth pillar is the pillar of systems. Systems help you save time. They help you save money because they free up time and space for you to be able to do other things. I'm going to give a very basic example of a system, very basic. I have a system that helps me pick the clothes that I wear. I have a wardrobe full of clothes, like most women, and I really don't like to repeat clothes, but I also don't want to spend my time trying to remember what I wore or what I did not wear recently. So I created a system that enables me wear things and go around my wardrobe exploring my clothes. Sometimes I repeat clothes, but usually it's the clothes that I love to wear, like those my comfy clothes. But most times I wake up in the morning and I'm not bothered about what I'm going to wear because I have a system that has made that possible. And I did not hire a personal stylist for it. And that is a very basic example. It goes into other things of life. Systems are very important. Now, the powerful thing about systems is that your system should grow with you. The system of a 5-month-old baby was not swapped when he became 5 years old, but it grew because it needed to accommodate the stage of life that he was at. So as you grow through life, your system should grow with you. The fifth pillar is the pillar of support. Successful people know that it takes a village to raise a child and a greater village to keep an adult. You need a village, but not just a village, not just any village, the right village that communicates the support in the right way. You need a village of people who understand you, a village of people who love you, who support you, a village of people where you feel challenged, not where you have to constantly cut yourself down to be able to fit in with them. Successful people know this and they leverage support to the full to live out their life and to live their dreams. And that's why I'm very excited to introduce you to a process that would help you to integrate these pillars into your life. Look, this is not just a process, it's a pathway to your best life. It's a system that is designed to help you grow. It's a safe space for you to heal, to get out of being stuck, and to grow. It's the best investment you're going to make in yourself for 2025. Now, what is this process? It's a 9-month transformational journey for deep transformation. And I love that it's 9 months because the journey of success is not a quick fix, especially if you're coming from a place that you have stayed in the stuck zone for so long. You need dependable systems, but you also need time to create the transformation that will last. Now, the beautiful thing about this 9-month journey is that the strategies or the methodologies used for this journey is both scientifically proven and scripturally backed. And when you have methodologies that are both scientifically proven and scripturally backed, you have a powerful combination that is guaranteed to bring transformation. This 9-month journey is called the Thrive Circle. And in the Thrive Circle, every month we have monthly teams designed to go through every area of your life to teach you how to distill those 5 pillars into all the areas of your life. Think faith, family, your personal life, your career, your visionary expressions, your finance, productivity, and all. There are monthly teams for each key life areas. The lessons are 10 to 15 minutes, long enough to be impactful and short enough to fit into your busy schedule. We also have weekly Thrive tasks and daily journaling prompts, and the essence of this is to help you get to know yourself better so that you can constantly reconnect with your who. Remember when I talked about the spirit, and build a strong self-identity that would carry you through your time. We have personalized coaching and support. You have support coaches that check in with you weekly. We have weekly check-ins and weekly resets, and the private community for support and accountability, the kind of community you want to be in. You have tools that would help you grow. Think journals, think guides, think a resource hub that is filled with the resources that you need to help you thrive. In fact, the Thrive Circle is not just a system that works, it's a system that is designed to work with you. It is faith, it is structure, it is accountability, and it births real change. And the Thrive Circle is designed for busy, high achieving women who want to thrive in every area of their life without burnout. Why is this course different? It's not just another self-help program. It's a full system for life transformation. It's built for busy women like you because you don't have time for fluff. You just want what works. It's a guilt-free progress. No burnout, just consistent small wins that compound over time. It is faith-rooted yet practical. And guess what? You're not alone. There's personalized coaching, accountability, and a support system that works for you. Now, I won't call it the most interesting, but the part that is really interesting for me is that the Thrive Circle is designed in such a way that it's very, very accessible. I remember that when I started my journey towards really wanting more, I didn't have so much. And a lot of the programs that I felt had the potential to help me were over my budget. And I always wished that there was some form of monthly plans that could help me pay monthly from what I had, even if it meant I paid more in the long run. And that's what I'm making happen in Thrive Circle. We also have the monthly payments that enable you to pay, from month to month so that you don't lose out on the transformation just because you're not able to afford all the money at once. And what do you stand to gain in the Thrive Circle? First of all, you're going to get more time because you're going to be able to save between 1 to 3 hours per day by eliminating procrastination, overwhelm, and indecision. That's almost 21 hours a day, for 7 to 21 hours a week. And that's enough time to be able to launch a business, deepen your relationships, or just finally prioritize yourself. Secondly, your relationships are going to gain because you would have more time and less conflict. Imagine getting extra 3 to 5 hours per week to be able to spend with your spouse, your children, and your loved ones. This will definitely lead to a great reduction in conflict because you're going to be present with your family and those who matter. The third is that your health and well-being is going to increase because you're going to experience less stress and more energy. So that means less visits to the hospital, improved sleep, and transformation that will potentially add years to your life in the long run because you're going to be practicing balanced, holistic habits. The third is that you're going to experience a productivity boost that would multiply by 2, if not up to 3, because you're going to get more done in less time without burnout. And then because of systems, you're going to eliminate a lot of daily decision fatigue so you can clear time and make time for the things that really matter. The fifth is that you're going to experience financial growth because all the monies that you spend seeking solutions with courses that don't really have implementation is going to stop. Of course, if you need to buy a course, that's perfect. But the thing about the Thrive Circle is that we teach you how to be able to study the courses that you bought so that your money doesn't waste. So in the long run, you're going to save, if you're in Nigeria, hundreds of thousands, outside of Nigeria, thousands of dollars in buying course after course that you'll probably not listen to, or follow through it if you were not in the Thrive Circle to learn how to do that. That is a lot of gain. Now you could say, now I know you might have objections. Objections like, yeah, I've tried things before. Is it going to work? I don't want to make investment. How am I very sure? Now I'm going to first of all blow your mind with this. When you get into the Thrive Circle, this is my promise to you. If you don't feel like you've experienced some level of progress in the first 30 days after you join Thrive Circle, you can let us know and we'll give you your full refund. Now I'm going to repeat that. When you join the Thrive Circle and you take action and it's visible that you're taking action, in other words, you come for your weekly research, you do your weekly check-ins, and you do your daily journaling prompts and your Thrive task, and by the end of 30 days, you can't see any visible progress in your life, we will give you back your full refund. That is how much trust and confidence that I have in the product, the Thrive Circle. Now, going on to answer your other questions. You have questions like, I don't have time for this. That is why our lessons are 10 to 15 minutes long and they are dripped per week. So they are long enough, like I said, to impact you, but short enough to fit into your busy schedule. You could say, I'm not sure I can commit for 9 months. Yeah, I understand. However, we are gunning for progress over perfection. And you don't have to do it all. If you feel like 9 months is too long, you can opt for the monthly payment section and then see how it goes along the way. You could say, oh, it's too expensive. Listen to me. 150,000, which is the cost for the tricycle, is nothing compared to the transformation that you're going to get. I'm going to tell you that within the first week in tricycle, that money, the value for that money will be gone. So it's an investment that is worth making. You could say, I don't know if it's really for me. Well, if you feel stuck, overwhelmed, and inconsistent, this is really for you. If you found yourself in any of the places that I talked about, except the last stage, so you found yourself in the place in the stuck zone, in the struggle zone, staggering zone, or striving zone, this course is definitely for you. Now you could say, I don't know if I have the discipline to follow through. Possibly, but that's why we have weekly check-ins with your accountability coach and a gentle structure so you don't feel pressured, overwhelmed. And then maybe you could be like, oh no, Ijoma, I'll just do this next time. The truth is that someday never comes. If you want to create change for your life, start now and start before you're ready. Now, to further help you to make a decision, I'm going to share the testimonials of some people who have passed through our system and how it helped them. Listen to this. Tofomi says, Ijoma plays multiple roles in my life, among them therapist, execution coach, midwife, and sense provider. Every day and in every interaction, no matter the subject or problem at hand, Ijoma is completely present, fully committed, logical, methodical, and focused on productivity rather than activity. Her wit and wisdom are just the icing on the cake. I particularly appreciate her ability to focus me on the specific issue at hand rather than on 5,000 other matters dancing in my head, and her ability to break complex matters into their component parts and provide me with a clear roadmap for execution. And I am most appreciative of her exceptional follow-up skills. Sis will ensure that you do what you have said you will do, and the only way you will not do it is if you fall down and die. I would strongly recommend that you hold off on telling her about things that you're not as sure that you want to. I sign up for every single program or meeting that she organizes, and I have never been disappointed. Or Pamela, who says, Coach Ijoma will take you beyond strategy and sessions. She will literally take you from clarity to putting your goals and vision into perspective. You definitely need her in your corner to get that dream from your head into reality. Wow. How about Joy, who says, Ijoma has this uncanny ability to see through you and bring out stuff from you didn't even know you had. Chatting with her reminds me of all the things I should be doing and haven't done yet because I've been giving myself excuses. She makes me believe in self and see possibilities that I've been unwilling to acknowledge. And she breaks life's processes down into simple steps. So simple you would wonder what held you back all the while. If you need a coach who wouldn't let you settle for less, Ijoma is your girl. How about Ruby, who says, the program was quite impactful. The information was valuable and I enjoyed listening to everything you had to say. You were quite clear, it was obvious you understood the subject matter very well and you conveyed the information in a way that was easy to understand. The simplicity of it made it seem like it was common knowledge till you shock us with new information we didn't see coming. It appeared simple, but it was not simple at all. It requires a level of hand-holding or accountability to properly execute, but you made it simple enough for anyone to start now. And the last one, Isi. Ijoma's approach to writing and solving problems is always unique because she possesses this phenomenal ability to break down complex, overwhelming goals into bite-sized, doable tasks. She doesn't copy and paste. She teaches you stuff, and they're authentic. Most often, she shares valuable insights from her life's challenges and victories. Her perspective and approach is very deeply rooted in God's word. No wonder her results always speak. For me, her books and materials are not to be read once. Every single creation from Ijoma is a resource to be read, reread, and referenced. And that is a sin. Now, I hope that with this has been strong enough to clear your fears. Because I can assure you that if you found yourself again in any of the 4 places I described earlier, you should be in the tricycle. Before I end this video, I want to talk about who the tricycle is not for. Because the tricycle is definitely not for everybody. Now, if you fall into any of these categories, the tricycle is not for you. 1, if you're looking for a quick fix, This is not a 1 week challenge or a motivational boost that fades in days. It's a journey designed for deep lasting change. Two, if you're not willing to take responsibility for your growth because no one can do the work for you, the Thrive Cycle gives you structure, support, and tools, but you have to show up and implement them. Three, if you want overnight success without long term commitment, transformation takes time. If you're only interested in shortcuts or fast results, this is not the program for you. Four, if you do not value structure, consistency, and systems, because this is not just about going with the flow, it's about creating a repeatable, sustainable way to manage your life, dreams, and responsibilities, albeit in an exciting way. Number five, the Thrive Cycle is not for you if you're comfortable where you are and you don't want to grow, because the Thrive Cycle will challenge you, stretch you, and push you towards the life you say you want. If you're not ready for that kind of shift, this is not for you. Six, the Thrive Cycle is not for you if you want someone to do all the work for you. Your support coach will work with you, but they can't build your life for you. This journey requires your engagement, your decisions, and your commitments. Seven, if you're unwilling to invest in yourself, growth requires investment, whether in time, effort, or resources. If you do not believe in prioritizing your own development, Thrive Cycle might not be the right fit for you. Having said that, I'm going to end with this. If you believe that the Thrive Cycle is for you and you want to be in the Thrive Cycle, you need to act fast, because this is the first full cohort that we are launching. We've had programs like this, by the side, helping others, hand holding, and the rest. But this is the first time that we're making it open to people generally to apply. And you want to get in because we are going to be working with limited slots, because we want an experience that is really personalized. So if you want to get in, you want to get in on time. Also, the doors are going to shut on March 1st, which is our onboarding. So if you want to get in, you need to make up your mind and get in before then. Now, when you get in, I'm going to give you a free access to a tool called the Thrive Gap Assessment, which will help you take an overview of your life so that you can identify the areas of your life you need to start working on. Because the truth is that even though there are a lot of things that you feel that might be going wrong, you need to be very strategic and intentional with what you hit first. And the Thrive Gap Assessment is going to help you do that. I really look forward to seeing the Thrive Cycle. I'm looking forward to helping you win, because it's my utmost joy, it's my utmost passion, and it's my utmost privilege to be able to help you live the life you say that you want. All the details for sign up on the Thrive Cycle can be found on www.thethrivewoman.com/Thrive 2025. See you in the Thrive Cycle and have a great year ahead. Bye-bye.